Alright, so this is problem 4-87. We are trying to solve for y in each of these problems. So taking a look at the first one, right here. X minus 3 parenthesis y plus 2 equals 6. There is a variety of things we could do for this one. But the first thing I want to do is I want to move this x away. So I'm trying to solve for y right here. And I need to keep all of this together right now. I want to move the x to the other side. So to do that, I'm going to subtract an x from both sides, leaving me with negative 3 times a y plus 2 in parentheses equals negative x plus 6. I have a couple of options for this next part. I could distribute the negative 3, or I could divide everything by a negative 3. I'm going to do that one. So negative 3 divided by negative 3 makes a giant 1, which leaves me just y plus 2 on the left side of the equals. On the right side, I have a negative x divided by negative 3. I also have positive 6 divided by negative 3, because the negative 3 divides both of them. So negative x divided by negative 3 is positive. Then a negative divided by negative is positive. So it's x over 3 minus 2. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Now to get y by itself, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And I end up getting y equals x over 3 minus 4. One other quick thing here. The x over 3, that could be written as 1/3 times x. If you would rather have that, that's perfectly fine there and here. However, that is the solution when solved for y. Alright, taking a look at problem B. Again, a variety of things I could do here with this problem. 6x minus 1 divided by y minus 3 equals 2. So I could use fraction busters right now and multiply everything by y. So multiply by here, multiply here, and multiply here. However, I'm not going to do that on that one right now. Because the first thing I'm going to try to actually do is move this 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. That's going to give me 6x minus 1 divided by y equals 5. Now fraction bust is a little bit easier. Multiply by y. So I multiply by y here. And I multiply by y over here. Y divided by y makes a giant 1. So I have 6x minus 1 equals 5y. Now to get y by itself, I'm going to divide by 5. So I have y equals 6x divided by 5 minus 1 over 5. And now I have solved for y. Problem C, taking a look at this one. The y minus 4 is underneath a radical. So in order to get y minus 4 out from underneath that radical, I need to undo that. So I'm going to square both sides. So I end up getting y minus 4 on the left. On the right side, we need to be very careful because this right here is where students make mistakes. This is not x squared plus 1 squared. That is not correct. What we're actually doing is we are squaring the x plus 1. So a little side problem. It would be x plus 1 and x plus 1, and I would fill in my generic rectangle. So it actually equals x squared plus 2x plus 1. Combining those like terms right there. Now to solve for y, I'm going to add 4 So y equals x squared plus 2x plus 5. I'm going to do problem D the same way. I have the square root of y plus 4 equals x plus 2. And I'm going to square both sides again. So I have y plus 4 equals, now I'm going to multiply out x plus 2. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now solving for y, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, and I'm going to end up getting y equals x squared plus 4x. Those make a 0. So that is now solved. There is a slightly different way that I could have written an answer for problems C and D. So real quickly, if I would go over that. So if I look at one of them, it doesn't matter, they're both the same. So y minus 4 equals x plus 1. When I square both sides, I get a y minus 4, and I could leave this as x plus 1 squared, because now basically I'm going to write this in graphing form. So now when I add the 4 to both sides, I just end up getting y equals x plus 1 squared plus 4. And now that's written in graphing form, so if I'm looking at this being a parabola, I can go through and graph that. I can find my locator point here of -1, 4, and I can give a good sketch of what that's going to look like.